Hey everyone, welcome back to SwitchTop. I'm here with something special today. The top 15 must-play cozy games on Nintendo Switch. These are games that help you relax, unwind, and just have a good time without any stress. Perfect for those chill gaming sessions when you want to escape from the world for a bit. Let's jump right into our countdown. Spiritfarer is a management game where you play as Stella, a girl who becomes a ferry master for spirits heading to the afterlife. You sail around on a boat that you can customize and upgrade, picking up animal spirits who need your help before they move on. The game mixes farming, cooking, building, and caring for your spirit passengers who each have their own personalities and stories. You'll grow crops, mine resources, catch fish, and cook meals while learning about each spirit's life and helping them find peace. The art style is absolutely beautiful with hand-drawn animations, and the music is really soothing. What makes this game special is how it deals with themes of death and letting go in a gentle, meaningful way. Your spirit friends will eventually leave your boat when they're ready, and while it's sad, it feels natural and peaceful. The gameplay is relaxing with no time pressure. You can take as long as you want to explore islands, gather materials, and spend time with your passengers before they say goodbye. Harvest Moon One World takes the classic farming formula and adds exploration to different regions around the world. You start with a small farm but can travel to places like tropical islands, snowy mountains, and desert areas, each with unique crops and animals. The main story involves helping restore different areas by growing special crops called harvest sprites that bring life back to the land. You'll plant seeds, water crops, take care of animals like cows and chickens, and build relationships with people in each town. The game has a day and night cycle where you manage your energy and time, but it's very forgiving. You won't lose progress if you mess up. What's cool is that you can pack up your farm and move it to different locations as you unlock new areas, so you're always seeing fresh scenery. The graphics are colorful and cheerful, and there's something really satisfying about watching your crops grow and your animals produce milk and eggs. You can also get married and start a family, which adds more goals to work toward as you build your farming empire across the world. Tinykin is a 3D platformer where you play as Milo, a tiny explorer who crash lands on Earth only to find that all the humans have disappeared and insects have taken over. You discover you can command small creatures called Tinykin that come in different colors with unique abilities. Pink ones can carry objects, blue ones conduct electricity, green ones can break things, and yellow ones stack together to help you reach high places. The game takes place in a house where each room is like a massive world to explore, from the kitchen to the bathroom to the backyard. You solve puzzles by figuring out how to use your Tinykin army to move objects, power devices, and clear paths to help the bug residents with their problems. The art style looks like paper cutouts in a 3D world, which gives it a really unique and charming look. There's no combat or time pressure, it's all about exploration and puzzle solving. The insects you meet have funny personalities and give you quests that usually involve finding lost items or fixing things around the house. It's the kind of game that makes you feel clever when you figure out creative solutions using your tiny helper. Date Everything is exactly what it sounds like. A dating sim where you can romance literally any object you encounter, from a vacuum cleaner to a houseplant to your morning coffee. You play as someone who's just moved into a new apartment and discovers they have the ability to date inanimate objects that suddenly have personalities and feelings. The game is split into different locations like your apartment, a coffee shop, and a park where you meet various objects looking for love. Each object has its own dating storyline with multiple conversations and choices that affect how your relationship develops. The writing is genuinely funny without being mean-spirited, and each object has surprisingly deep personality traits. Your toaster might be anxious, your lamp could be confident, and your houseplant might be really into philosophy. The dating mechanics are simple. You have conversations, make choices, and try to learn what each object likes and dislikes. The pixel art is cute and expressive, and the game never takes itself too seriously. What makes it cozy is how lighthearted and silly everything is. There's no drama or conflict, just weird and wonderful relationships with everyday objects that somehow feel genuine and sweet.
Next game. That's right. Household objects, appliances, and even concepts turn into eligible love interests in Date Everything, a game in which you can, in fact, date pretty much everything.
With 100 dateable characters, there are plenty of unconventional partners to choose from.
Buttered Cat is a puzzle platformer about a cat who gets butter on his paws and can't stop sliding around. You play as Cato, who's trying to get home but keeps slipping and sliding because of the butter, turning every step into a physics puzzle. The game has simple controls. You can only move left or right and jump, but the butter makes Cato slide until he hits something to stop him. Each level is designed around this sliding mechanic with platforms, walls, and objects positioned to help you navigate to the exit. The puzzles start easy but get more complex as you learn to use momentum, timing, and the environment to control your sliding. The art style is minimalist but charming, with soft colors and simple shapes that make everything feel calm and approachable. There's no enemies or time limits, just you, physics, and figuring out how to get from point A to point B. The music is gentle and relaxing, and there's something oddly satisfying about watching Cato slide around helplessly. The game has a sense of humor about its silly premise, and the puzzles are clever without being frustrating. It's the perfect game for when you want something that makes you think but doesn't stress you out. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is a life simulation game where you restore a forgotten island paradise with Hello Kitty and her friends. The story starts with Hello Kitty finding an old island that used to be a vacation spot but has fallen into disrepair, and she decides to bring it back to life. You explore different areas of the island, each with its own theme and activities like beaches, forests, and mountain areas. The gameplay involves collecting resources, crafting items, decorating spaces, and completing quests for various Sanrio characters who come to visit your island. You can customize your character and living space, plant gardens, catch fish, and participate in seasonal events. The game has a photography system where you can take pictures of your adventures and the cute characters you meet. What makes this game special is how wholesome and positive everything is. There's no conflict or competition, just friendship and creativity. The characters are all supportive and encouraging, and the activities are designed to be relaxing rather than challenging. The 3D graphics are colorful and polished, bringing the Hello Kitty world to life in a way that feels modern but still true to the classic designs. It's perfect for anyone who wants a stress-free gaming experience focused on creativity and cute characters. Loddlenaut is a cleaning and exploration game where you play as an underwater janitor tasked with cleaning up ocean pollution and caring for adorable sea creatures called Loddles. You explore the ocean floor using a submarine and various diving equipment, collecting trash and toxic waste that's harming the marine environment. As you clean up different areas, you discover Loddles, cute blob-like creatures that have been affected by the pollution. You can feed them, play with them, and help them recover their health and happiness. The game has a progression system where cleaning up areas unlocks new equipment and abilities, like better diving suits and more efficient cleaning tools. The Loddles come in different colors and personalities, and you can customize their appearance and watch them play together in clean environments. The underwater setting is beautiful with colorful coral reefs, kelp forests, and mysterious depths to explore. The game's message about environmental protection is delivered gently through gameplay rather than heavy-handed preaching. There's something really satisfying about seeing polluted areas transform into thriving ecosystems as you work. Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town is a remake of the classic farming sim that defined the genre. You inherit a rundown farm in the small town of Mineral Town and work to restore it while building relationships with the townspeople. The gameplay loop involves planting crops, raising animals, mining for resources, and participating in seasonal festivals. You manage your time and energy each day, deciding how to spend your limited hours between farming, socializing, and exploring. The game has a marriage system where you can romance and eventually marry one of of the eligible bachelors or bachelorettes in town. What makes this game special is how it perfectly balances all its systems. Farming is satisfying, the townspeople have real personalities and stories, and there's always something to work toward. The remake updates the original with modern graphics and quality of life improvements while keeping the classic charm. The seasonal changes affect what crops you can grow and what events happen in town, giving the game a natural rhythm that follows the calendar year. The music is nostalgic and peaceful, and the pixel art style is detailed and expressive. The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom puts you in control of Princess Zelda for the first time as the main character in a full Zelda adventure. The story begins when Link is swallowed by mysterious rifts that are appearing across Hyrule, and Zelda must rescue him and save the kingdom. Instead of using swords and shields, Zelda has the power to create echoes, magical copies of objects and creatures she's encountered. You can create echoes of beds to reach high places, tables to block attacks, or even monsters to fight for you. The game world is filled with puzzles that can be solved in multiple creative ways using your echo abilities. The art style is a charming top-down view with detailed environments that look like a living diorama. The gameplay is much more puzzle-focused than action-heavy, making it perfect for players who prefer thinking over fighting. You explore classic Zelda dungeons and overworld areas, but the echo system makes everything feel fresh and new. The game encourages experimentation and creativity. There's usually more than one way to solve any problem. Untitled Goose Game is a stealth puzzle game where you play as a mischievous goose whose only goal is to cause harmless trouble in a peaceful English village. You waddle around different areas like a garden, a shop, and a pub, completing a to-do list of pranks and tasks that involve stealing items, scaring people, and generally being a nuisance. The game has no dialogue or complex story, it's just you, the goose, figuring out how to accomplish silly objectives like make the shopkeeper wear his sun hat or have a picnic. The controls are simple. You can walk, run, flap your wings, grab objects with your beak, and honk loudly to get attention or scare people. Each area is like a small sandbox where you observe the routines of the human characters and figure out how to disrupt them in creative ways. The art style is clean and minimalist, and the piano soundtrack dynamically changes based on what you're doing, building tension during stealth moments and celebrating when you complete objectives. What makes this game so appealing is how it captures the pure joy of being mildly rebellious without any real consequences. Animal Crossing New Horizons puts you on a deserted island where you slowly build your dream home and community. You start with just a tent and basic tools, but over time you can terraform the entire island, place buildings wherever you want, and invite adorable animal villagers to move in. The game runs in real time, so seasons change, events happen on actual holidays, and your villagers live their daily lives whether you're playing or not. You spend your time catching bugs and fish, decorating your house, planting flowers, and chatting with your neighbors who all have unique personalities. There's no winning or losing, just endless customization and creativity. You can visit friends' islands online or have them visit yours to trade items and show off your designs. The graphics are colorful and charming, and the music changes throughout the day to match the mood. What makes this game so relaxing is that you can play at your own pace without any pressure. Whether you want to spend hours decorating or just check in for a few minutes to water your flowers, the game adapts to however you want to play. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time, is a life simulation RPG where you can be anything you want in a magical world. You choose from different jobs like blacksmith, cook, wizard, or hunter, and each one has its own skills and activities. The story follows a girl who discovers she can manipulate time, but the focus is really on living your fantasy life however you want. You can craft weapons and armor, cook delicious meals, fight monsters, fish in peaceful rivers, or just explore the beautiful world. The game lets you switch between jobs anytime, so you're never locked into one path. The quests are relaxing and often involve helping townspeople with simple tasks like delivering items or gathering materials. The art style is anime-inspired with bright colors and detailed environments that make exploring feel like walking through a storybook. Combat is optional for most activities, and even when you do fight, it's turn-based and strategic rather than stressful. You can customize your character's appearance and home, and there are tons of items to collect and recipes to discover. Animal Well is a mysterious exploration game where you play as a small blob navigating a dark, interconnected world filled with strange creatures and ancient machinery. You wake up in an underground cavern with no memory of how you got there and must figure out how to escape by solving environmental puzzles and avoiding dangerous animals. The game has no combat. Instead, you use items like firecrackers, yo-yos, and bubbles to interact with the world and distract creatures. Every screen is handcrafted with incredible attention to detail, and the pixel art creates an atmospheric world that feels alive. The animals you encounter behave realistically. They have their own patterns and reactions, and learning their behavior is key to safely navigating each area. The puzzles are clever and often require you to think outside the box, using items in unexpected ways or observing how different elements interact. The game has a day and night cycle that affects how creatures behave, adding another layer to the puzzle solving. There's no dialogue or text. The story is told entirely through environmental storytelling and visual cues. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma combines farming simulation with fantasy RPG elements in a Japanese-inspired setting. You play as an earth dancer, someone who can use special powers to help restore the land after a great disaster. The story involves protecting the land from monsters while rebuilding communities, but you can approach this through farming, crafting, combat, or relationship building. You grow crops using magical soil, tame monsters to help on your farm, and explore dungeons filled with resources and mystery. The game has a day and night cycle where you manage your energy and time, but it's very forgiving. You won't lose progress if you mess up. You can befriend villagers, get married, and even have children who grow up and help with your adventures. The combat is real-time but simple, and you can always retreat to focus on farming if fighting isn't your thing. The art style blends traditional Japanese aesthetics with fantasy elements, creating a world that feels both familiar and magical. Seasonal festivals and events give you goals to work toward, and the crafting system lets you create everything from weapons to furniture.
It will be a long and perilous journey, but the fate of this land rests upon your shoulders.
My life force is all but spent. Dancer, I bid you act in my stead.
Stardew Valley is the perfect farming simulation that starts when you inherit your grandfather's old farm and decide to leave city life behind. You transform overgrown land into a thriving farm by planting crops, raising animals, and exploring the surrounding valley. The nearby town of Pelican Town is full of unique characters, each with their own stories, and you can build relationships, help solve their problems, and even get married. The game has incredible depth. You can focus on farming, fishing, mining, crafting, or socializing, and everything feels rewarding. The seasons change what crops you can grow and what fish you can catch, giving the game a natural rhythm that keeps things fresh. You explore caves filled with monsters and treasures, participate in town festivals, and slowly restore the old community center by completing bundles of items. The pixel art is gorgeous and detailed, and the music perfectly captures the peaceful rural atmosphere. What makes Stardew Valley special is how it balances all its systems. Nothing feels overwhelming, but there's always something to do. And there you have it, my top 15 must-play cozy games on Nintendo Switch. These games are perfect when you want to relax, unwind, and just enjoy some peaceful gaming time. Each one offers something different, but they're all designed to help you chill out and have fun without any stress. What's your favorite cozy game on Switch? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Nintendo Switch content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.